In the vast and often bewildering theater of the universe, there are rules that defy our everyday logic. One of the most famous is quantum entanglement. Imagine you have two coins magically linked. You give one to a friend who travels to the other side of the galaxy, you flip your coin, it lands on heads. Instantly you know your friend's coin has landed on tails. It's not a guess, it's a certainty. This is the essence of entanglement. Two particles, no matter how far apart, remain connected. They are like cosmic twins, forever sharing a secret. If one spins clockwise, the other spins counterclockwise. Their fates are intertwined across any distance. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. This link isn't about sending a message faster than light, it's more profound than that. It's as if the two particles were never truly separate. They are two parts of a single, unified system. When we observe one, we are not influencing the other. We are revealing a property already set at their creation. The connection is instantaneous. In a quantum sense, there is no distance to cross. It's beautiful, elegant, and deeply strange. But what if this wasn't the only way to connect? What if there was another equally profound relationship, not separation but miraculous compression? Now let's explore a different idea. Let's call it inverse entanglement. Forget about two particles separated by vast distances. Instead, imagine two opposing forces collapsing into a single point in space. They don't annihilate each other, they merge. Think of it as two powerful magnets, a north pole, a south pole pushed together until they occupy the exact same spot. Their opposing fields held in a delicate, invisible equilibrium. They become one, but their duality remains. This isn't about gradual attraction, like two celestial bodies slowly pulling each other closer. Inverse entanglement is about a sudden snap. A jigsaw puzzle piece you've been turning over and over suddenly clicks into its rightful place. Before the snap, it was just a shape. After, it becomes part of a larger picture. This concept describes a moment of instantaneous coherence where two separate ideas or forces resolve into a single, more complex entity. It's a conceptual leap from this or that to this and that right here, right now. The separation is not spatial but conceptual. Not two things linked far apart, but two opposite aspects collapsing into a unified, richer whole. The word inverse is key here, and it means more than just opposite. An opposite is simply the other end of a spectrum, hot versus cold, up versus down. An inverse, however, is a deeper, more structural relationship. It's like a photographic negative. The negative isn't just the opposite of the final photograph, it contains all the information needed to create it, just in a reversed form. The light areas are dark and the dark areas are light, but the entire structure of the image is perfectly preserved. To get the true picture, you don't just flip it, you process it, you invert it, revealing the hidden reality within. This is the essence of inverse entanglement, the compression of two inverse forms to reveal a fundamental truth. Think of a key and its lock. They are inverses of each other. They are not opposites. A lock is not the anti-key. Instead, its shape is the precise structural inverse of the key. When they come together, they don't just touch, they merge into a single functional unit that performs an action, unlocking the door. The snap of the key turning in the lock is that moment of inverse entanglement, where two separate inverse objects become one thing with a new purpose. Their union reveals the hidden potential that neither possessed on its own. This concept resonates with our own experiences of insight. Then, in a flash of understanding, everything clicks. It's not a slow, gradual process, it's a sudden re-seeing, a cognitive snap. In that moment, two seemingly contradictory ideas, the problem and the solution, merge into a single, elegant understanding. The answer was there all along, hidden in the inverse shape of the question. The universe, it seems, loves this kind of symmetry and inversion. We see hints of this inverse principle everywhere in the natural world, from the microscopic to the cosmic. Look at the perfect six-fold symmetry of a snowflake. Each crystalline arm is a near-perfect mirror image of the others, all originating from a central point. It's as if the pattern is defined by a set of inverse rules expanding outwards. The growth of one branch dictates the inverse, mirrored growth of another. Consider the bilateral symmetry of your own body. You have a left side and a right side, each a near-perfect reflection of the other. You are a walking, talking example of a structure built on an inverse plan, originating from a single cell that contained the complete code for both halves. Similarly, the wings of a butterfly are often stunning displays of mirrored patterns, each a beautiful inverse of the other. This isn't just for aesthetics, it's for balance, for flight, for function. Even on the grandest of scales we can see a similar tension. Think of a spiral galaxy. At its heart is a supermassive black hole, a point of immense gravitational pull drawing everything inward. Yet, the galaxy itself is part of an expanding universe where cosmic forces push everything outward. In a way, a galaxy exists in a state of magnificent tension between these two inverse forces, the inward collapse of gravity and the outward push of expansion. It is a single dynamic system defined by this grand, cosmic duality. The galaxy doesn't choose one or the other, it embodies both, a celestial dance of inverse principles. From the code of our DNA to the structure of galaxies, the universe might be writing its story using an alphabet of inverses. So, how can this idea of inverse entanglement change the way we see the world? It encourages us to move beyond simple opposites and look for deeper structural connections. Instead of seeing problems and solutions, we can start to see the solution as the inverse shape of the problem waiting to be snapped into place. This shift in perspective can unlock tremendous creativity. An artist doesn't just paint an object, they also paint the negative space around it. A musician knows that the silence between the notes is just as important as the notes themselves. They are working with inverses to create a complete, resonant whole. We often define ourselves by what we are, but what if our identity is also defined by its inverse, by our potential, our other half, the person we could become? Perhaps self-discovery isn't about finding a fixed core, but about integrating our present self with our inverse possibilities. It's about that snap moment when we realize our weaknesses are just the inverse of our strengths, and our fears are the inverse of our desires. Applying this lens to science, we might ask new questions. Could dark matter and dark energy be some kind of inverse expression of regular matter and energy? Could the beginning of the universe, the Big Bang, be understood as a moment of cosmic inverse entanglement, where a singular point of infinite potential snapped and unfolded into the dualities we now observe: space, time, matter, energy? Ultimately, looking for inverses is a tool for a more connected and imaginative mind. It's an invitation to see the world not as a collection of separate objects, but as a web of interconnected relationships, keys, locks, reflections, sources. The universe is full of spooky connections and beautiful symmetries. By expanding our view to include the elegant logic of inverses, we might just find that the most profound truths are not far away, but compressed right inside the things we see every day, waiting for that moment of insight to snap them into focus.